तुम तक हम्म, 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 इश्क हमारी तुम तक चल रहा है वीडियो
This scenery is
एंड ऑडियो.
wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. Wherever. Time to go. Yeah.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Is it really as big a deal as every... Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, he was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryo Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Time to go. Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already... In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. But there came a time when some of these... We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only... In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun, and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would know, yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another...
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitota... Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaidahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then.
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking... No. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. Over time, these techniques came to form something... Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked him, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Wind Strider.
Welcome to Bonton Sangha Detective Agency. What will you have me say?
Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sangha would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price?
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life. Sorry, I got a little off topic, but I wouldn't know where...
Then let's put that... The Tenryo Commission...
It's true that if anyone had been...
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically in for the poor victim. This would be a completely senseless...
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit this...
You flatter me.
Oh, let me tell you a...
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, one of them is a pretty well-known collector.
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Ame. Two grown men go... I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also...
Understood. Though it seems highly...
Sure, can't...
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation.
Wind Strider!
You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedahara and Amenoma clan. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma. Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden with the techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty Shogun, and over time, further honed and enhanced by the most talented craftsmen. Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the Blades.
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, as an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings. And eventually...
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn...
Ah, yes. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike, but I've done what I can.
We heard that.
Yes, I believe he went to collect the item from... Yes. Strange. If I had to guess, he's never been particular. He is
Truth be told, based on the evidence...
What? He is humble. Yes, but I also cannot know. Anyway, should you find him...
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened. Let's pay a visit to...
I'm very sorry. My husband...
No.
I'm sorry you...
I'm afraid we don't have any new... With this in mind...
Frig.
He'd always get so everything was fine.
Uh-oh.
He lost his sense of... Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. I'm happy he has... On the last day that...
Whoa.
And that led...
Actually, it didn't. You must understand. After I said those... His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what had I not indulged? And the next thing I heard...
I see. Ame-no-me Yuya.
At first, But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries. I don't know. He just... Perhaps he's too... As long as he's willing to...
Please don't get upset. If collecting... But the information...
A little
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise the fire at the warehouse. Do you have any thoughts?
Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while.
That is the most likely conclusion based on everything we know. However, in this case, if this is indeed one fact that Mr. Nagato, the more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there? Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, Ame-no-me Yuya lacks a key...
Darn!
Let's keep going. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Ame-no-me and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Special yakitori for...
Wait. I hear something ominous.
Oh! This must be another one of those, as sketchy as that whole thing seems. You did put it to good use when we were...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to...
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient... Indeed, we should remain
So it's an
The force is the source of the Tatari, judging from the concentration.
Mrs. Nagato...
It could well be that he was already under the... From what I've been told, Tatari... But most will... Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry.
What's down?
Everything's buried in debris. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in.
That was too...
All we can do now, two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind. From this point, the main source of the Tatarigami...
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Let the show begin.
As one with wind and cloud! It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff!
By the looks of... Well, let's take a look. According to this letter, Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse, and
So...
he was not only... Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here. Yes, if Amenoma Yuya...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised for a practitioner. All the clues that at first... I have a hypothesis.
Wait!
I believe so. On with the search. Time to go. Wind Strider. I'm not sure. Show yourself!
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! What's your problem?
Indeed, there should. But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a... Whoa!
Tatarigami, the blade, has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, or rather, as a means to occupy.
You're sharp. Many years ago, as a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectation. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So... swords can become conscious?
The people of the time in which I was born, after the death, I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're...
After I returned at long last, Kaedehara now.
Let's dance. Nice and spicy.
There is no escape! Torn to oblivion! Illusion shattered! That hurts!
Join me
Let the
and
show
sever
begin.
that divine light.
Shine down!
Shall rewrite history.
Fire! La, 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 la.
Clouds high. The birds call. Winds come.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too.
Your bluff's fooling no one.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit. Nothing, even if you defeat, he is but a puppet that can be replaced.
रमेश भाई क्या
I
हाल?
can take a new vessel at will.
और ब्रो बहुत दिन बाद
The end result is the same. I will end this and even if I were to lose by any means.
Your fighting style, but from your move.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings.
रमेश्वर भाई तुम्हारा यार कितना हुआ?
Amenoma Yuya. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded...
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you?
आधे घंटे से कोई नहीं. हाँ ब्रो पता क्या मैं उस पे कर रहा था ना क्या बोलते हैं अरे नाम लो उसको शॉर्ट्स पे.
In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner.
तो
Now that I've
इधर
seen
की
inside
वॉचिंग
your
बैठ गई.
mind, everything finally makes sense.
उधर तो बढ़ गई थी वॉचिंग
You
लेकिन इधर
weren't
उल्टा हो
biding
गया.
your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr.
ये तो
Nagato
मैंने
had a
बहुत
habit of
पहले
never touching his
किया था.
collectibles.
क्या किया था ब्रो?
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminoma Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so
अब आपका
strong
एक
it
मस्त
threatens to overwhelm
शॉर्ट
you.
मिलेगी जो उसके
You were
हाथ में है.
determined to fulfill
सही
your
में?
maker's ambition, whatever the
भाई ये
cost.
राइडन की है ना शॉर्ट?
But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost.
ओह
I think
नहीं.
you realized
हाँ
your
ना क्या मतलब?
limitations long ago. The more you
खुश हो गया था
clenched your
थोड़ी देर.
teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of
ओह
losing
ये काजुआ का
everything
मेन
you had
वेपन है.
achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth.
बट
But the way
काजुआ तो
I see
एनिमो है.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
We'll see.
You...
Sure, you inherit. How could you?
Silence! You... I must achieve my goal. I will concede that you are...
And you should.
Easy for you to... I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. It is pointless.
ये sword तो
How
मेरे को
stubborn. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not playing.
Very well.
ऐसा कुछ.
Then fine. Once we have dealt with that,
And as for your end of
I accept.
तो ये 5 लेवल की है क्या तलवार या 4 लेवल की है? 4
this
स्टार
is
है.
the only the cursed blade strength, the power of the Tatari. Even if things, we have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful now.
ओह
Kazuha?
जोरो की sword है
I
क्या?
felt a little. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will. Thank you.
What should we do now?
We find some. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, if a blade built for if he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face.
Wait a minute. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret...
All right. Please lead the way.
What about Aminoma?
The blade says he'll let Aminoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a... Okay, fine.
तलवार मिल गई क्या? रेडन भाई तलवार कहाँ मिली लेकिन? देखता जाके एक बार. रेडन में 1 सेकेंड. पॉलरम है पर बस के बाद वो स्वॉर्ड में बदल जाता है. ओह अच्छा हाँ. ओह भाई ये तो मैं नोटिस ही नहीं किया. वो एक भाला टाइप की चीज है उसके पास. पूरा करो तब मिले. अभी नहीं मिलेगी.
Time to go.
रमेश्वर भाई मेरे पास शाव है उसका वेपन है बट अपग्रेड नहीं है.
One with nature.
अल रिचिनो निकालो, कुल जमा करो 4.6 में आएगी। ये कौन है? आई हम तो राइडन शोगुन नहीं, बारबरा शोगुन को बिल्ड करेंगे।
Leave everything on this journey
लौंडे
to me.
बैठे हुए हैं फाइट करने के लिए।
The wind knows me.
There's more!
One with nature.
यार ये वाला काजुआ बढ़िया बिल्ट है।
Lucky day. How's this?
इधर आओ, इधर आओ।
Into the wind. Fallen leaves adorn my night.
ये काजुआ बहुत बढ़िया बिल्ट है।
Wind strike.
इतना डैमेज तो मेरा काजुआ नहीं देता।
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected.
भाई एक
Having
फटुई
gone so long
कैरेक्टर
without
आ
proper use and
रही है,
maintenance, it's become
उसका
very
नेम।
difficult to use.
ओह अच्छा अच्छा,
Though
ये
he's
वही तो
making
नहीं
every
है
effort to persevere,
जिसको वो
I do not
लेनिन
think
लोग
he can
फादर
last
बोलते हैं।
much longer.
Something else on your...
How strange.
फटुईस वही होते हैं ना जिनके पास
Rather
डुअल
than
पावर होती है आई
trying-
गेस।
Let's keep going.
मास्क लगा के रहते, कूल से बनते थोड़ा। बेबी
Let's get down to business.
इधर आओ, थोड़ी आग के पास में।
See no more!
The wind knows me.
There's more! See no
Into
more!
the wind.
I- Let's get down to business. How's
Clouds
this?
high. The birds call.
To the very... I-
Wind strike.
To the very...
Whoa! Something's up with the...
I can sense he cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps,
But...
I will be careful with it. He's still trying to achieve his goal. Time to go.
मेरे पास पूरे 10 फूल हैं।
Cheap choice.
One with nature. It's fine.
ओ भाई और क्या बहुत होते हैं मेरे लिए, इतनी मुश्किल से जमा किया हूँ।
Fallen leaves adorn my night. Wind striker.
खत्म ये भाई, खत्म। ये काजुआ तो बहुत मजबूत है यार इन लोगों का।
Okay?
मेरा वाला काजुआ इतना सस्ता क्यों है?
Struggling the...
Yes,
The sheen's grown a bit dim.
perhaps this time.
True
भी
form.
वैसे पूरे 10 नहीं, अभी खाली 8 हैं।
It's the same blade as before. It looks like a piece of junk.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairag. Maybe you did. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
कितने पुल्स हैं?
I finally figured out you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would, but regrettably we are nothing alike. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
तलवार से बात कर रहा है ये?
Take him down!
He is nuts.
Where do they keep coming? Yup. We...
Don't worry, it's just
Let's get down to business.
the wind knows me.
Eat this!
Well.
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call. Wind strike.
चाइल्ड और वॉन्डरर भी फटुई हैं और तीसरी फटुई आ रही
Better
है।
with your own sword.
चाइल्ड के पास 2 एलिमेंटल पावर है ना?
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. No one knew anything of my story through. I thought that if I...
But in this too,
Indeed, too much time has passed. Yours.
actually, this forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond. Skill, blade. There is something else I must tell you. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you. I resisted its temptation. I feel a great sense the moment you embarked on this journey. You lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true. You have known this.
He gave me everything. My life. How could I I said to him.
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the
Modular
ability
session
nor the
game
motivation to cause further.
लिया क्या? नहीं ब्रो अभी तक नहीं। माइनक्राफ्ट करूँ क्या? अरे दो काजुआ।
When I touched a bladesmith, a newly forged blade lay by his.
Wow.
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhna, he spent the rest of his life in. He felt so he instructed. All he wanted to show was that.
So that what? After that, the blacksmith's
Mind
intentions
खेलो।
were worked by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his.
खेलूँ रुको
Right.
मैं अभी फॉरन कर
This
रहा
blade had.
डाउनलोड कर लूँ।
Yes, time would not.
बट मुझे
Seems to
खेलना
have
नहीं आता।
calmed.
हाँ तो बताना पड़ेगा प्लीज। अच्छा इससे बात करनी थी।
When I once told him that I would pay any but darkness. Not only did I.
You are finally seeing reality.
Since we agreed.
अरे
I
बस
still
बढ़िया
so.
फिर एक सेकेंड
Hey, now you're adding yours into the mix too.
अभी डाउनलोड कर रहा हूँ वो बेड रॉक वाला।
Luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Ame no Mayuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has
server
grown
पे है
a
वो
lot
करो।
milder. What do you
हाँ, वही
think,
कर रहा हूँ।
Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he
तो मेरे को
had
कौन वाला
wanted
करना
me
है?
to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself
Oh.
in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would
माइनक्राफ्ट
like
P
to request
1.2
your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
हाँ मैं चैट देखा।
Oh. And who would be the opponent?
I will release Ame no Mayuya and restore his
भाई
consciousness.
ये तो फोन का गेम है, मोबाइल गेम है ना ये।
You can convince him to commit to a fight with you. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
1.20.75
Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in
मोबाइल
order,
पीसी दोनों पे
I
चलेगा।
am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Install
Thanks for
more
your help.
devices.
Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention?
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here.
लेकिन मैं
In any
PC वर्जन
case, for a
डाउनलोड कैसे
final
करूं?
duel, I think we should aim for a
ये तो
greater
बोल रहा
sense
मेरे
of
को फोन पे
ceremony.
डाउनलोड करने के लिए। ओह, precious chest.
Into the wind!
कादेहारा का सुबह। सोमेश्वर भाई, जो तुमने लिंक दी ना मेरे को, वो व्हाट्सएप की तरफ, ओ प्ले स्टोर की तरफ लेके जा रही बार बार।
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Club. Yep, we still can't still. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin art.
Successor of...
Honored to cross...
It is my honor...
फाइट करनी है।
One with nature.
That hurts!
As one with wind and cloud.
Wind strike!
खत्म।
Thank you for the... Although he appeared... His sense of...
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for...
You need not seek... It is too
क्रोम में ओपन
late.
हो
I
रहा?
do not
अरे
wish for
नहीं,
forgiveness.
लिंक
I
डायरेक्ट
strain
लिंक
to
सेंड कर दो
beseech
प्लीज
you.
मेरे को,
Yes. I too trust
जो
Mr.
जिससे डाउनलोड होना
Kaidahara
स्टार्ट
to
हो
do
जाए।
the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Hey, you. Flames up, sup, what's up? You don't like this game, right? भाई भी मेरे को एक तलवार मिलने वाली है।
It's you.
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks...
A prized Ishin blade. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji from...
Really?
Yes. Bad... And now that you...
I think I know.
What's wrong,
अरे
Kazuha?
फ्लेम्स ऑफ गेमर, मैं तुम्हें एक लिंक
Yes.
भेज रहा, प्लीज डाउनलोड
He
करके
said
देखो
he wants to take...
हो रहा है या नहीं।
No way!
He tells me that I have decided to let him do it.
मुझे खेलना है यार ये।
Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
देखो इसकी डाउनलोड नहीं हो रहा मेरे पे।
Thank you.
कुछ
Okay.
और खुला जा रहा है।
I am ready.
इसका डायरेक्ट डाउनलोड लिंक
Let
भेज
us
दो।
begin.
भाई काजुआ को 2 एलिमेंट की पावर
It's
मिलेंगी
almost
क्या?
spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything. You mean
Yes, the cost is my entire consciousness.
ये करना क्यों है? अरे वो खेलना है हमें। अभी तो तलवार को जला रहा है यार।
You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come.
भाई हमें ये तलवार मिलने जा रही है, कूल है
I
ना?
am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaede
फ्लेम्स ऑफ गेमर भाई, एक चीज तुमने नोटिस की? शॉर्ट्स में स्ट्रीम करने का नुकसान।
fulfill his final wish. Thank you.
रीच बैठ गई मेरी।
Kaede clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
rest in peace?
भाई क्या ओपी तलवार दिख रही है? पर्पल से रेड हो गई।
So, that's why his consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
अच्छा,
Tsurube Ishin seems like deep only in the
ये भी
fi-
ठीक है।
Seems like he
the same fervent ambition that gave speaking for myself. I'd rather see him recognize and atone
Reach
for his
बढ़ाने by one.
mistakes than see him punished for them.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
I understand. Hearing his wish to rival your quest to face the god after everything,
Oh,
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
wait. Shouldn't we also...
Oh, and it's also time.
भाई इसको तलवार मिल गई। अभी नहीं मिली। अभी नहीं मिली।
Wind Strider.
The Tenryou Commission is...
Wow!
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin, a weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it...
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
माइनक्राफ्ट कब खेलोगे?
Very well. I can
भाई डाउनलोड
understand.
तो हो जाए।
Then let's
अभी
pretend
खेल
this offer
लूंगा।
was never raised.
चले तो।
However, if you should ever change
मेरे
your
पास
mind
फोन
or
वाला
find
माइनक्राफ्ट
yourself
है।
in need of the
वो तो मैं
Shogunate's
कभी खेल
assistance,
सकता।
please do not
बट आई
hesitate
थिंक
to
वो तुम
inform.
ज्वाइन कैसे करोगे?
Great. Thank.
Where will you travel to next, Kaz?
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Wait, let me check. मेरा
Must
नहीं
have
नहीं
a
मतलब
whole
जो
bunch of
ओरिजिनल
questions after
माइनक्राफ्ट
our
है
last conversation with
भाई,
Vegeta.
4 स्टार ही तलवार है।
I'm always ready.
अभी रुको, 10 फुल हो गए होंगे मेरे पास आई गेस। 10 तो नहीं, 9 हो गए। कौन से स्ट्रीम करूं? बेबी एक सेकेंड।
About these descent.
कमीशन कमीशन कमीशंस, यस कमीशंस। एक सेकंड में दिखा रहा मैं क्या बोल रहा।
And as for your sister, whew, so many questions. Let's go find Nahida and see what else we can find out.
Ad Astra. Thank you for
देखो कितने प्रीमोज हो गए मेरे पास। यार अभी भी कम है, एक कम है बस। अरे हाँ भाई, कोई वो आया था ना बारकोड, है ना रिसेंट में। लेट मी चेक एक बार। CA3BL। ओके, याद नहीं रहने वाला मेरे को। ये कैसे कॉपी होता मैसेज? ओके, नहीं कॉपी होता इसमें। CA3BL TUR GH9D।
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Accounts, ओह रिडेम्पशन हो रहा है एक्चुअली। क्या मिला मेरे को? 60 प्रीमोस। नाइस, एक और बार करूंगा अभी तो।
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
TT2BD। T2BD।
error.
W7JD।
Come take a look. There will definitely
W7JD।
Better see Barbara at the cathedral if you're injured.
This scenery is wonderful. surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
ओह वन बाय क्या हाल जेडी
Wherever in this
38
world I
M.
roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade. It is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
कॉपी करते हैं आज कैसे हुआ आना दिन में भाई मैं बहुत दिन से खेला नहीं था ये आई वाज लाइक आई शुड ट्राई इट रिडेम्पशन कंप्लीट नाइस यार रिवॉर्ड तो आया ही नहीं अभी आया कहाँ क्या है ब्रो अरे वो कोड था वही तो कोड है वो मैंने अभी किया है मैं जा रहा काजुआ के वेपन्स में तो मैं उसको ये वेपन दे दूं ना आई थिंक मुझे ये वाला वेपन दे देना चाहिए काजुआ को ना और इनहैंस भी कर देते हैं प्लीज मेरे को बताना अगर मैं कुछ गड़बड़ कर रहा हूँ तो बीस लेवल ठीक है अभी जाते हैं वो वेपन था ना एक शाओ का कहा गया इसको भी इनहैंस कर देता हूँ असेंड ना हो रहा है ये मेरे को किताबें चाहिए ये वाली नेवर माइंड नहीं करूँगा असेंड ठीक है यार मेरे को बस 100 प्रीमोस और चाहिए बस पता क्या 100 प्रीमोस ओनली के ओनली 100 प्रीमोस इवेंट से मिल सकते हैं क्या मिल सकते हैं
Oh, it's you, cutie. To what do I owe the honor of your... Are you here to peruse the library? Or perhaps you're here to... as considerate as ever, I see. Alas,
Monomagistus.
what rotten luck. You just so happen to have caught me in the middle of some important
No,
work.
it's Lisa.
You're
You're right. I haven't done this much thinking for a long time. It's rather exhausting. If you're that interested, why don't you join in on the fun? What do you say? Want to help me relive my days as a scholar?
It's not polite to pawn off your work on other people, you know.
Is that a no then? It will be quite the rare opportunity to work together. And as you probably know, the Knights of Favonius have long conducted research on alchemy. But most of that research has been carried out in a laboratory setting, which means that up to this point, most of our research and discoveries have remained quite distant from people's daily lives. Noting this disconnect, Jean decided to start an initiative. As it happens, I already have some experience with this work. Even though I usually work at the library, I have lent my support in the past to the management of the night. Potioneering was also one of my academic. But to create, all in all, what started as a relatively simple research project soon evolved into something exceedingly complicated.
So, are you asking us to help you with your research?
That's exactly what she's doing.
You're not exactly talking to two alchemy experts.
No worries. I've already thought of the perfect job. Alchemical practices, but if we want so,
Oh, it's like killing two pigeons with one stone! Smart idea!
Well, of course. And who better to take on when I was at the academia, students would often help out with each other's research projects. I'm sure my cuties wouldn't want.
Yeah, you make it sound nice and all, but Paimon still thinks you're just looking for a way to pawn off your work.
I knew I could count on you. When all of the initial prep.
Time to go. Yeah.
This is the shop.
Wow, looks like you've made a lot of preparations already. Did you do this all by yourself?
It was a group effort. A whole Jean secured and the logistics. Now with your help, it's like an additional. The nights have been busy. Okay, let.
Okay, wait. So, not this one.
Ooh, looks like you finished your potion. Now, all we need to do is put it on display for sale.
Looks like we're done with all the prep work. Why don't we take a short break over there while we wait for customers to arrive?
Oh, seems like everything is going well. As for what potions you should brew next, we'll need to consult the news from the market. That means staying up to date on the
That sounds kinda hard.
What do you think? Have any ideas on the kinds of potions you go ahead and try to cultivate some herbs then? Bioalchemical processing can infuse herbs with different effects and properties. Using different herbs in the brewing process will, in turn, alter the effects of the potion. There's a whole bunch of combinations to try. All right, cutie, why don't you get started?
Downloads.
Seems like you've gotten the hang of the cultivation side of things.
Oh,
I should
5
probably mention, a knight from the logistics company has arrived. She'll be the one handling and after that, it'll be your time to shine.
Yeah,
My role? Naturally, it was to ensure my cuties had all the business and alchemy knowledge they needed to succeed. Okay, I'll be rooting for you. Good luck.
I knew this would happen.
Oh.